And sometimes I even slap myself. I'm like, Rita, wake up, wake up.
We don't always do that though because we're poor and
I've never had it in my life, a guy telling me that he doesn't want to sleep on the same bed with me.
but if you take that fire outside of the fireplace and you put it anywhere else in your house, it could potentially burn your whole house down.
Guys, it's me Ash once again,
and I'm Evan,
and you are welcome to our YouTube channel. Again, if you're new, please subscribe. So today we are going to be talking about Christian boundaries, just like we promised in our last video. So today we are here to talk about Christian boundaries, but right before we talk about it, we are going to tell you our reasons why we created those boundaries in our relationship. I think you can tell them what.
Yeah, so we're talking about Christian boundaries regarding sex and sexual behavior in our relationship. We're a Christian couple, so that's the perspective we're operating from. And this isn't us telling you what to do. This is just us talking from our perspective about what works for us and why it matters to us. If I was to give you a couple analogies of why I think boundaries, specifically sexual boundaries, are important. One I like to always talk about is comparing sex to a fire. So if you have a fire in a fireplace in your home, that's a really wonderful thing. It keeps your whole house warm and it brings people together. But if you take that fire outside of the fireplace and you put it anywhere else in your house, it could potentially burn your whole house down. And I think of that as an apt comparison to sex and sex within marriage and outside of marriage. I think sex thrives in the context of marriage, and it can bring people together, and it can be a really wonderful thing. But I think if you put that outside of marriage, it can complicate relationships and potentially ruin relationships. Another comparison I like to use is running. I'm a runner, and so when I'm running races, specifically when I'm running a race on the track, I have to compete according to rules, otherwise I'll be disqualified. So when I'm running on the track, I have to stay within my lane or in certain boundaries, and if I step outside, then I'll be disqualified. But if I compete according to the rules and I perform well in my race, it's deeply satisfying. But if I know that I didn't and I cheated, then it's not going to be satisfying to me. And I think when we put boundaries on anything in our lives, it causes us to have a greater respect for things and place more value in things, whether it's eating in moderation. If you just eat a bag of chips, potato chips, all day long, then you're going to be sick of potato chips by the end of the day. But if you say, I'm gonna have one bag of potato chips a day or one bag of potato chips a week, then it causes you to be more satisfied in that bag of potato chips. And the same thing goes for sex. I think if you place it in certain boundaries, you're going to appreciate it more, have more respect for it, and it's going to be more satisfying than if it's just willy-nilly and you do it whenever you want with whoever you want. And I think when you put it inside of a marriage, it's like waiting for a nice meal. When you're going to a restaurant, if you eat an ice cream before you go to the restaurant, you're potentially ruining your appetite for a really good meal you're about to have. But if you stay hungry, then it's going to be much more satisfying when you actually get there and you have it. So
yeah, and on my side, as someone who has done it before, I feel like when you do it before, it you lose the meaning of marriage, and you lose like that morale of being in marriage, because first of all, I'm doing it every day. Now what am I going to do when I reach there? I feel like it's just like trying to eat meat before it's ready. So guys, that's what I think. I'm not judging who is doing it right now, anyone who is doing it, but I'm saying as me who has been there.
So we're going to talk about 4 specific boundaries we placed on ourselves that help us. And these aren't rules for you. These are just a list of things that helped us to not get as tempted.
So the first thing is watching sexual movies.
Yeah, that was mostly an issue for me. I just find it very tempting watching movies with sex scenes in them. Achoo! Yeah, I'm allergic to them, and it just causes me to feel extra tempted. So I asked Ash if we could not watch movies with sex scenes.
I mean, for me at first I felt like it's something that cannot tempt me, but with time I felt like it's so tempting. So even me personally, if I'm home not with him, I can't, because sometimes I just watch someone kissing even if it's a peck, and I just picture myself, stuff like that. So I think it was a nice idea of stopping watching sexual movies.
The next one is long hugs. I think that was both of us.
But mainly him.
Mainly me. Just I don't feel comfortable hugging for a long time because that causes me to feel tempted. So we hug, but not for more than a few seconds usually.
And sometimes when I feel like I've taken a minute, I'm like, yeah, you go. I just stop. Yeah. Next one is kissing. Guys, if you just subscribed, check our previous video. We just posted on a video on why we stopped kissing, French kissing. And so yeah, it's one of our boundaries that we set. We stopped. Yeah, we just stopped. We just peck right now, like now, and it really worked for us. It was hard for me because every time I kissed him, I used to get too tempted, and we used to pray every time after it, asking God, to make us strong so that we don't do it again and then and again. So with time we just decided to stop it, and it's working for us.
Yeah, and the last one is we try not to sleep under the same roof if possible.
Before you go, so guys, the first time we traveled together, he texted me and he was like, you don't have to worry. Like, we were talking about traveling, and he was like, you don't have to worry. I will have to how is it called? I'll have to book 2 separate rooms. And I was like, well, because I've never had it in my life, a guy telling me that he doesn't want to sleep on the same bed with me. So he said that. I was surprised, but I just laughed and and I think I didn't say anything. And I laughed, and you're like, yeah, I'm serious. I will have to book 2 rooms. So
we don't always do that though, because we're poor, and
no, we are not poor.
When we book Airbnbs, they're just outrageously expensive for 2 people. So then the next step is we try to get 2 beds. So sometimes we compromise, but we're just trying to do whatever we can in each situation.
Point of correction, we are not poor. We are not poor, but it's sometimes a bit weird. A bit weird booking 2 Airbnb, and so if there are 2 beds, then it's okay. I mean, it's just like okay.
Yeah, and we try to evaluate each situation, so we're not hard set on a certain set of rules, and we encourage you to do the same if you're in a relationship. If you're in any relationship, just to think about what boundaries you want to have, and just evaluate each situation and not just go by blindly by a set of rules.
Yeah, talking more about sleeping on the same bed, I think if you sleep with someone on the same bed, you kind of like 2 married people, and anytime, especially if you have a weak heart, you can get tempted and stuff like that. I'm not saying that everyone who does that is wrong. Just like I said when we were starting, we are not judging, or we are not trying to hurt someone who has sex every night before marriage, because personally I'm not saying I'm a virgin or what. I've had sex before, but I'm talking to you through experience, because right now I don't have sex, and I feel like I can't wait to enter marriage and do it again, because it's something everyone would want to have. But I don't know how I should explain this, but it's something good. You get committed to God. It's like another new experience that I'm facing right now. And sometimes I even slap myself. I'm like, Rita, wake up, because I feel like this is not me. But guys, it's a whole nice experience. And sometimes meeting someone who is willing to wait, like, gives you that morale, like, you know, yeah, like, seriously, I trust this Evan here. Yeah, like, I don't even know how to explain.
Anyway, that's just a few things that we do. We hope they inspire you or encourage you to think about what you would like in your relationship. Comment below anything that didn't make sense to you or you disagree with, whatever it may be. Just let us know your thoughts and we'll try to get back to you. So, thanks for watching our video, and subscribe for more content like this. And we answer questions based on what you guys want to hear. So let us know in the comments what kind of videos you want us to make, and we'll try to do that based on how much feedback we get.
Yeah, and feel free to say out your mind just down in the comments. Say what you think about this video, anything, even if it's negative or positive. Just tell us what you think, and any questions you have about this specific video, we shall be answering them still in the comments.
All right, till next time, guys. Bye.